Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. We're slowly getting back to it. I swear. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, but I've had questions over on my Instagram, you should follow me, being like, do you have tips for university? Do you have tips for high school? Do you have tips for, post-grad, whatever? How do you stay organized? How do you take your notes? All that stuff. What's this? What's that? What's this? What's that? So, here's a list of apps and extensions that you actually need for university or college. And the reason I say or college is because for us Canadians, university and college are not synonymous. It's not like where in the US, for example, you say, oh yeah, my college is this, and it means the same thing as going to university. No, university and college are completely different. University is more expensive and you get a bachelor's degree from it, or a master's or PhD, whatever. Whereas in college, you really get like a certificate or like an associate's degree, I guess. I think that's what. So, someone who's going into year 4, I'm almost done. Let's get to it. I'm holding my mouse and I'm reading behind me on the monitor. So I have separated into several categories. So I will listen here. I will read them out loud as well. Note taking, reading, study accountability, scheduling, citations, and research organization, paywall, flashcards, and dictionary and grammar. So, let's get started. Note taking. First app I'm going to recommend is Notion. Everyone's talking about Notion. People sell their templates. People talk about it constantly. I have some templates in my Gumroad store, as well as on my Etsy, so feel free to check that out. If you have any questions about it, feel free to DM me either on my Bookstagram or on my Notion page. I do have a separate Notion Instagram account, so feel free to DM me on that as well for any questions that you have if you're confused. So what are the pros and cons? A few pros are everything's in one space, it's free. I think they did change it a little bit, the tiers that is, but for me, I'm still using my school email. So I have no limits, I think. So sign in with your school email if you can, and if it's not letting you register it, I think you can just send a message being like, hey, this is what's going on. Please allow me to have the specific plan. There's a lot of tutorials online. There's a big community. It's minimalistic and can also be aesthetic, which also can create less distractions if you're solely using Notion for your notes. Like, let's say you have notes on your notebook and you're transcribing your notes onto Notion. It's very distraction free, sort of a blank canvas in a sense. You can collaborate, you can create websites, and you can share templates. Cons, there's a learning curve. It can be a lot. It's slow and clunky. There's no offline mode. There's no cloud to store things. Exporting to PDF is quite clunky as well. You have to fiddle around with it a little bit. It seems like the focus when it comes to expanding Notion as an app and adding more abilities is focused more on what's popular, such as AI, rather than functionality, which is, I think, a downside slightly. I don't use the AI, and I think the AI is an extra $10 a month, which they're not getting from me. Limited fonts, limited layouts, and there's no spell checker. Like, there's no built-in spell checker, which is a bummer. So that's that. But I use it. I still use it. I still have a lot of my notes on it. I use it for YouTube. I use it for Instagram. I use it for Pinterest. I use it for all my socials to keep track of things. I have a reading tracker in there. I have a lot of things. So it's still useful as long as you cater it to your uses. So, as with everything, right? The next app I'm going to recommend is Obsidian. I've started using it and I think it's also a bit confusing for me, but I think I'm slowly getting the hang of it. It's just all these technical terms like markdown file and code and all that stuff. It's still a bit confusing to me, so I'm holding off on those things. But yes, I'm liking it. So let's get into the pros. Free, it's faster. Apparently with markdown files, it's easier to export. I haven't exported anything yet because I'm kind of scared to click around stuff that I'm not supposed to be clicking on, that I don't know what's going to happen. So I just sort of avoid it. Connections, hashtags, organized folders and such. There's also a function where you can like hashtag the specific pages, and then there's a function where it'll show you like a graph. And whatever hashtags are connected, like whatever pages have the same like hashtag, I guess, it'll sort of show them connected, like sort of like a mind map. It's pretty cool. A bit confusing, I have to say, but I think it's worth learning and understanding, I guess. So yes, add-ons that can help with making your notes more aesthetically pleasing. There's community add-ons, and then there's built-in add-ons that you have to toggle on. So one add-on that I put in was a PDF reader thingy-mabobber. Another one was highlights. So I programmed it to have like really nice scheme of highlights. So yes, it saves onto your laptop, which makes it have offline mode, which is incredibly useful for when you're like on the subway and you want to finish typing your essay, but Notion doesn't have the offline mode. So there's pros and cons to each of these apps. It is what it is. And there's actually a spell checker. So thinking this wins slightly by a landslide, but I spent so much time learning Notion, I'm not ready to make the switch yet. I have so much of my data on Notion, I have so many things on Notion that I'm not ready to make the switch yet. Cons, slight learning curve, for me at least. I'm definitely not like a coding person yet. Not at all. No. And syncing, so if you get like the app on your phone or you have another computer, let's say you have a PC and then you have your laptop, it's $8 a month to have it sync. I think there's a back end way, there's like a third-party software that can do this, but I don't need the syncing because I only use my laptop and I just plug it into my monitor. I don't have a separate PC. So yeah, it is what it is. Next category is reading, and this is in terms of not just books, but in terms of articles, PDFs, textbooks. What apps can you use to read that are functional and will not cause your brain to go into meltdown? So the first one I recommend getting is Adobe Acrobat PDF. There are free PDF applications, but I feel like since this one is so known, beyond, like, if you don't need signature text editing functionalities, the free version is perfectly fine. You don't need to sign in, you don't need to do the trial. So yeah, I think I got it like free through my school or something, but yeah. So definitely check with your school if your school offers a free or discounted version of it. I feel like that's worth checking out. The other app that I feel like not a lot of people know about, if you have an e-reader, if you have a Kindle, if you have a Kobo, you can use Adobe Digital Editions 4.5, which is completely free, okay? And export and import your big textbooks or your articles onto your e-reader. And if you have something like the Kindle Scribe or the Kobo Ellipsa, which are ones where you can write on it with pen functionalities and highlight functionalities, you can import that and read it on your e-reader, and that way you won't have any eye strain. That way you won't have to change your glasses every year, you know, because your eyesight is getting worse, and it'll be easier on your eyes. And a lot of these e-readers now, not just Kindle and Kobo, those are the most two popular ones, but things like Books, Boox, have a backlight function, so you can read it in bed. If you're not feeling well, if you're sick but you still have some reading to do, you can read in bed or read on the couch by the fire or something like that. So I feel like that's a good one to know. I don't recommend using, unlike the PDF app, I don't recommend using this on your laptop though, because it's slow and clunky. Mine, for example, freezes all the time if I try to go beyond the cover page. So don't use it on your computer. That's just me. Okay, the next category, I blanked out for a minute, is scheduling. And the only app you need, don't listen to anyone else, honestly, the only app you need is Google Calendar. There are so many tutorials on how to time block, on how to manage your time, on how to color code your calendar. Use Google Calendar. Everyone has it. It can sync to the native calendar app on your phone, on your computer, on your iPad, tablet, whatever. You literally do not need anything else. Okay? It's free. It comes with your Gmail account. You can share these events with your family members. What my mom and I did is we actually made a separate family Gmail, and we added all our events. I add my work shifts, I add my classes, my dad adds his days off, mom adds one of my brothers is going to his friend's house, the other brother has a play date, my sister is going to a party, so it's so functional and it's in one app, and yeah, it's incredibly useful. You literally do not need anything else. If you learn how to use it properly, you will not need anything else. The next category is study accountability. So during the pandemic, when everything was online, I realized that I have trouble doing my work when I'm just in my room. So what I did is I would put on a study with me video, or I would use, or I'd sometimes do a video chat with my friends, but friends aren't always available. Some of them were in a different province, so the time difference hindered our ability to do a video call on the regular. So, study with me on YouTube is the way to go. It's study accountability, it's a body double, and you can just put it in the background and just work. And it's so easy. I have a couple on my channel, so feel free to check them out. Some have background music, which is very nice. It's just soft background music. Some have ASMR, so it's you're in the room with them, even though you're actually not, and it just sort of tricks your brain, to be yeah, I'm gonna do work because this person is doing work and I want to do work as well, I want to be productive. So, study with me. Another app / website, it's technically only a website, but you can get the app on your laptop, is lifeat.io, and they're very popular on TikTok especially. They have different workspaces. So what they do is they basically sort of take the YouTube videos and they put it on an aesthetic workspace website basically. And you have a Pomodoro timer, you have sounds, you have a checklist, you have a calendar function, sort of like an all-in-one, sort of like Notion is. So it's like an all-in-one. And I like this one because you can also, I think they added AI functionality, so I'm not sure about that. I haven't used it in a while. But there's also celebrity workspace function. So all those videos of BTS studying or whatever, or BTS working, you can put it in the background and be just typing away on your essays, on your reports, on whatever. So there's that one. And the last one for study accountability, which I don't have on my script, actually I forgot to put it there, is Yolpumka, which is a Korean study app which is sort of like Forest, except it's free. You can actually make study groups and join study groups. And it's like that one app that you see all these Korean like studygrams have, where it's like the scheduling and stuff, and it's like a bunch of like words and stuff. I'll post screenshots. If you know, you know. And I find it really helpful because you can choose specific apps that'll let you access once the timer starts. And what I like to do is I would put the timer, and I'd have my camera app as a permitted app to use, and I'd film myself studying or film myself working. So it's like a 2-in-1 kind of thing. So yeah, that was really useful. Yes, hello, I'm filming a video. What do you want?
It's smelly downstairs.
What do you mean it's smelly downstairs? Okay, can you get up on my bed then? Can you close the door, please, though?
Why?
Because?
So the smell doesn't go in.
Sure. So it's not noisy.
And smell.
Sure. So, yes. The next category is... Next category is organizing tabs / research / citations. So the first one is a free Chrome extension. It's called MyBib, and I use it like religiously when I have papers due, and I can't for the life of me be bothered to make the citation myself. Yes. I'm almost done. Okay? And then you can do your work on the computer.
I don't want to do my work.
You want more Schweideke then? Okay, can you wait a bit? Okay. So, yes, so MyBib is incredibly useful. You just have to change the formatting, like if it's APA, if it's MLA, if it's whatever other citation thing they created to make us students suffer. So yes, definitely double check that it's the right way, because some of my professors have taken like points off, like half a point, and it's honestly ridiculous because I did it to the exact way that like Purdue Owl said that I should do it, and they still took. Anyways, it's a whole thing. Professors are such a pain in the butt sometimes, but you know, whatever. It's fine. No worries. Whatever. The next one is another one I also swear by, and that's for mainly bigger research projects, like an end of term paper, and that is Mendeley. And this is actually an app and also a Chrome extension that comes with it. So you can actually organize your research, and I think you can like sort of edit in the app, and you can like double, like it'll show like a preview and you can double check, and it's actually really useful, and I've used it in the past and I find it really, really useful. So definitely check that out. I'll have everything linked down below, so definitely check it out. The next one is OneTab, and I swear by this because I'm one of those people that has like 3 Chrome tabs open and like 50 tabs in each one, and it gets ridiculous, and there's so many things, and my computer becomes slow, and it's just awful. So this is where OneTab comes into play. When I'm finished a research project, when I'm finished a chapter or whatever for the night, I hit the OneTab button. It's a Chrome extension, by the way. I hit it, and all my tabs...
No, actually,
yes?
the tabs are different.
Can you turn it off, please?
It's okay.
Thank you. That's it.
I just know how to turn off your tablet.
Okay, can you just not touch it? And I just click the Chrome extension button right in the top right corner, and it sends all my tabs into a list, and I can actually organize that list in OneTab. When I open my Chrome app the next day, it'll pop up as a separate tab, and I can open whatever ones I need and just continue my research or whatever I'm doing. So please use it. It's so good. It's such a good, and like it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. The next category is paywall. Defeating the paywall. I admit that's a bit dramatic, but No one wants to pay $35 for an article. And sometimes some of these articles on like JSTOR are not available through your university. So you're like, what the heck am I paying $6,000 a year for? That's just my tuition. That's like my, liberal arts and professional studies tuition, okay? I'm not talking about engineering. I'm not talking about any science-y that's like $14,000 a year. Nah, I'm talking about my $6,000 tuition. Some of these articles that I need to read are not available through JSTOR. So I go to Sci-Hub. Sci-Hub is a phenomenal paywall unlocker website. And it's amazing. It's really good. So basically, most of the time you can take the link of the article and paste it in. Sometimes if you can find the DOI, I'm not sure exactly what a DOI is, but it's like a thing that all articles probably have, and paste it in, it'll unlock it for you. Another way of getting past a paywall is the Wayback Machine. If you're reading a specific news article or something like that, there's a stupid paywall being like, you have no free articles left. You're like, what? I'm not paying $1 a week. I don't care. Information should be free. Like, what, right? So you just take the link, you put it in the Wayback Machine. Usually there's like a screenshot or whatever. You can go back and yeah. It's pretty useful. I've used it a lot, actually. The next category is flashcards. So the first one is going to be Anki. If you're a med student, you know it. If you're someone who has friends that are med students, you know it. If you want to go into med school. So Anki is an app for both your computer, your tablet, your iPad, whatever. You going to bed? For your phone, and it's a flashcard app. That's literally all I need to tell you. But if you don't feel like downloading another app on your device, there's a Chrome extension called Memorize with an exclamation mark at the end. So it's like, memorize, It's an exclamation. And this one, you have to manually input it. So the way it goes is you do the question and then you do like a 2 dots or a semicolon or something like that. And then your answer. And then you can input an interval. And once it hits that interval, once it hits 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, a box will pop up and you have to type in the answer. And then another 15 minutes later, a box will pop up and it'll be another flashcard thing. I use it a lot for, language acquisition, like for vocabulary and stuff like that. It's really useful. So yes, that's that. The next category is dictionary grammar. As someone who speaks 3 languages, please stop using Google Translate. Go use word reference. And that brings us to the first one I'm going to tell you need to use, which is word reference. It's a dictionary app. And the thing is, if you know French like me and you sometimes don't remember how a verb is conjugated properly for this and this particle, whatever it's called, word reference has a function where you click on the conjugation. So if you are you're doing something English to French and then there's like the French conjugation, you can input a verb and then you click on the conjugation button and then it will show you all the tables of conjugation. Présent, passé composé, participe passé, whatever. Futur, all that stuff, all that fun stuff. It's really useful. Stop using Google Translate. Okay? Thank you. The next one is Grammarly. Apparently this one is controversial for some reason, but I find that it's really helpful when it comes to essays. I just use the free version that just sort of pops up when I'm writing my blog posts or whatever. I did have the pro version for a while, and it's really helpful, honestly, if you know how to use it well. sometimes it doesn't catch on that I'm not using a professional tone and I can do abbreviations. Sometimes it catches on my abbreviations when I'm not supposed to use them in essays because, I don't always catch it. I'm human, So, yes, as long as you know how to properly use it, don't listen to the controversies. The next one is going to be one that I don't think a lot of people know about. I know that French speakers will probably know about this, especially Canadian French speakers, because my French teachers, all the teachers in my school were like, check your essays, check your work using this app. And this app is called Antidote. So there's actually an English-only version, a French-only version, and an English and French version. And in grade 12, I think it was grade 12 or maybe grade 11, I don't remember, but in one of those years the school apparently got rid of Antidote on all the school computers, and my French teacher read them a whole lecture. She was so mad. She was so, oh my god, I've never seen her this mad. I was actually kind of scared because it was the stupidest decision the school could ever make, because this is a French school, okay? And you needed that program, Anyway, yes. So, that's that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it's not too long. Check out all the links down below. I'm almost done. Check out my Instagram. So I have my Alexandrian Archives Instagram, which is my Bookstagram, and my Notion Archives books Notion page, so check those out. All the links will be down below, to my socials, to my Gumroad page, to my Etsy shop, and to all the apps and Chrome extensions I mentioned. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Don't forget to hit the bell notification, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!